mentioned this a bit early today, right as the show began. It's not actually an email, but it is an interesting discussion. A guy was writing into an advice columnist, online advice columnist. See what you would do here. He said, a friend of mine and I both got jobs this summer working in a restaurant. Very nice part of town. Because we were new to it, we got the early lunch shift, which is the worst shift. But we seemed to prove ourselves. After about 6 weeks, they gave us both evening shifts, which gives us more business, more tips. It was chaotic. The customers are there to have a good time and party. Last week, now here we are fast forwarding 4 months. Last week, my friend got caught fooling around with a guest while he was working. I hadn't seen the woman before that day, but he told me she had been in twice and flirted with him, and they fired him because it's absolutely against the rules to fool around with a guest of the restaurant. He's asked me to quit in solidarity, but he doesn't have another job lined up. The owner asked me to have a drink with him after my shift, the night after my friend got fired, offered me a small raise to stay on and take on more responsibilities. I love the job. The pay and the tips are good, and I'm having fun. I've met new people that I really like. I don't want to quit, but my friend says, hey, we're a team. Solidarity. This guy's an a-hole for firing me, but I feel I may lose my friend if I don't quit this job. You have to stay with your job, of course. Yeah. That's obvious, isn't it?
I think if the friend had gotten let go under different circumstances, maybe you have the discussion, but this guy was a dick.
Yeah,
I mean, he blew it.
No matter what, a guy makes a decision to do whatever he does and he gets fired or loses his job, quits his job, you don't have to quit your job over that.
Did he know? Was that the policy beforehand? Did he know that if you mess around with the guests?
Well, look who's asking. Look who's asking over here.
I go to a lot of restaurants, all right?
Messing around with the guests.
Sometimes you're the flirter.
That's right.
Sometimes you're the flirtee.
So they come to you.
Flirtee.
I mean, let's get things right.
It didn't say in the article, but it would seem
if you're hired on that premise, then that's one thing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but I mean, if he just brought it up and said, "Hey, man, you're canoodling over here with guests, you're out."
Well, he says he got caught. Says fooling around with a guest, which is more than just flirting. I get flirted with over. I shouldn't say. Sometimes people flirt with me when I'm out.
Well, there's only a handful of places you could get flirted at.
I think it's because they're told. I told you my wife said that.
That place?
Yeah, that little trading post where I go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not it.
She read an article that says this grocery store, they're trained to flirt with you. They're trained to, really.
Because every time you talk about it, you glow.
Yeah.
Well, I must say,
because you feel good when you leave.
A lot of times they'll say, "Well, you're looking great today. I love that. I love that shirt."
Oh, wow, you got orange chicken. You must be horny. What?
They'll say stuff like that.
They're playing you, man.
Out loud?
No, but I wish my wife hadn't told me that, because now when I hear it, I'm like, "Oh, are they just doing that because it's part of the, part of the script?" Yeah, you know.
Oh, wow, you got guacamole. Guacamole. I am so wet. What?
That's like expressing you got flirted on at Hooters.
I did. I have been. I have been. Remember that time the lady at Outback flirted with me?
Took your order sitting next to you.
Sitting next to me, and got up next to me and said, "Oh, you look like a blooming onion man." I was like, well.
Can I bring you some really brown bread?
Yeah. Yeah. I was so
I'll jab a knife in it.
Oh, my gosh. I was so into it. Yeah. It's a good bread.
I love it.
I always felt like it was healthier than other bread because it's brown.
It's not.
It's a deep brown.
That's what they want you to think.
I really don't. Like, oh, this is a hearty, grainy
it's sweet.
bread.
It's got honey in it.
That butter.
Butter
butter is sweet, too.
Everything you want.
I said, oh, yeah, that's a good grainy.
All the things you like.
Nice grainy bread that I used to eat quite a bit over at Outback. Yeah. Anyway, the advice columnist says, be strong, confident, and self-assured. If you've got a good thing going at work, do it. Keep it up. Tell your friend, sorry, you're the one that screwed up and lost your job. You can still be friends. You just can't work with him anymore. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's the only way to think about that.
But he might see it as a betrayal. Some friends might.
He has. I think he said.
Solidarity is a young man's game.
I think they're young. I feel like they're young. Don't you think? Yeah.
The older you get, the more you're like,
You dug your hole.
Out for myself. Yeah. You know, you have to. You have to advocate for yourself.
These guys, I bet, are in their early 20s.
Me too.
They still do everything together. They're buddies. But that's a young man's thing.
But don't you think that the guy who quit, I'm sure is 24 years old, or the guy who got fired, don't you think he's saying, hey, we can pick up another job anywhere. Let's just get the same job down the street, and work together.
Keep the party going.
Yeah, but
not always. I mean, if he likes where he's working, there are places that you could work that, I mean, the boss is an ass, or the customers are different, or the tips won't be as good.
And he says he's doing well. He likes it there. Why not stay? I agree.
Yeah, he just got a raise, too.
Yeah, they gave him a little raise and more responsibility because of that. Right, exactly right. This is about restaurants and food as well. Chris Demm tipped me off to this. New flavor in ketchup, pickle. Pickle ketchup is coming at the beginning of the year.
I believe pickle's like the hot thing right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
The hot
pickle
flavor?
pizza?
Yeah, you see a lot of pickle items going on.
Mm-hmm. This is pickle ketchup from Heinz, combining the tangy and savory flavor of pickles with Heinz ketchup. It's like we've bottled up the flavor of McDonald's pickles and ketchup and put it all in one bottle. It's wonderful. Everybody who has tasted it, their taste test, they've loved it.
So if one uses this, does one need pickles?
I would bet not. I don't think so.
Oh, you want the crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was Mount
That's
Olive,
that's what like a pickle is the crunch.
let me tell you, if I was Clausen or Mount Olive, I'd have a problem with this. You're not taking my flavor on this.
That ketchup won't be here in 3 years.
You don't think so?
No.
But those, I see in the stores, those like mayo chups.
Yeah.
They stuck around.
Some of them do, but they've had a whole line of that stuff come out.
How about Taylor Swift's ranch and whatever
Something ranchy?
I'd eat it.
Yeah, oh, me too.
Not even care about ranch, but I'd eat it.
Did you see that Mama Kelce is, they've got a deal with her now where you can watch the Eagles, I guess, are playing the Chiefs later this season in Philadelphia.
Big game. That's Super Bowl matchup.
Could be. And, of course, she's got one son playing for the Eagles and one son playing for the Chiefs. And you get to go into a contest with her new sponsor. I forget who it is. Who's sponsoring?
Energy bars.
Kind bars.
Kind Bars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because that's what she said she always carries with her.
That's right.
Nothing but Kind bars.
Yeah, she hands out Kind Bars.
Now that she's getting paid, that's all she carries.
Chunky soups and Kind bars.
She said that's all she had. She always took a bunch of Kind Bars in her purse and would just hand them out.
Yeah,
Mama
I'm
Kelce
getting paid
did.
for it.
Yeah, so they paid her. And so you can get into a contest where you can watch the game in the box with Mama Kelce, and do you know who might show up?
Oh, that's what you're hoping for.
Oh, she'll be
Yeah,
there.
it's
She's got to be. That's her team, though, isn't it? That Taylor's team was the Eagles before Big Daddy came along.
As a Ute.
Oh, my gosh, she'll be torn.
Yeah, both the girls will be torn. Mama and
Mama
Tay-Tay.
Kelce.
Well,
and
Mama has that split jersey.
house divided.
I hate that jersey.
I mean, they are her kids.
That's the only reason
She's the only one
I
that
allow
really-
it for her, for Mama Kelce, but she's the only one allowed to wear that.
Oh, Mama Kelce.
That's it. You remember Mama Kelce on the Today Show? This is Chris Jim's favorite audio clip of the year. How was it meeting Taylor Swift?
Yeah, what was she like? What was it? I mean, so you got to know her a little bit. You got to sit with a couple games. How was it?
It was okay.
All right.
Limp.
That was the biggest balloon, if you will, of a news story, and she just popped it with a prick.
Could it get more awkward?
Well, we both met her, and we've always sort of just been delighted by her way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite Kind bar? This old hag's not giving us anything.
I like the dark chocolate with the peanuts.
That's the Hoda show in a nutshell.
Yeah.
She's going to talk about Kind bars for the next 8 minutes.
That's right. That's the only reason she's here.
Sometimes they have dried fruits. What's Taylor's favorite dried fruit? I don't know.
Mama Kelce.
What's Taylor's favorite Kind Bar? I don't know.
I gave her one. She'd buy her own.
We didn't talk about Kind Bars.
It's very personal.
Yes.
That's private information.
Yes.
She's not going to.
Did you see what Taylor did for the Germany game?
No.
She wasn't there, was she?
No, she didn't go, but she hosted what they call the WAGs. That's what they call the hot wives.
Wives and
Oh,
girlfriends.
Wives and
really?
girlfriends
Okay, yeah.
of the Chiefs over to her New York apartment for the game.
No kidding.
Mhm.
That is so Taylor.
Like a Sunday brunch?
Yep.
That
And
is
not
so
only that,
Taylor.
she included that Brittany Mahomes the night before they all went out.
Really?
But she went out with like Selena Gomez, the Hadids. So Brittany got pulled into like the super
really
close Taylor friend circle.
Rumor is Selena says they're moving a little too fast. That's just what I've heard. I just read that from sources. Selena says you're moving a little bit too fast with him.
Selena was with her Saturday night, so.
Well, okay then. But maybe she's come over to that side of loving and embracing this couple, you know.
Was there no pictures taken at this?
I haven't. Did you see anything?
At the brunch?
Oh,
private.
That was private, but they had him coming out of a very fancy restaurant in New York the night
bet you
before.
can't go to a table there now at that restaurant.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Apparently, it's one of Taylor's favorites, so it was a big deal for, like they said, Brittany Mahomes and her have become like best fast friends.
No kidding. That's a big thing. I just watched For Love of the Game with Kevin Costner. I'm watching it almost every day now. It's become my new go-to. It's over on Amazon Prime. And the girl in the movie, played by Kelly Preston, knew she had made it because she was in the WAGs. She was there with the wives and girlfriends, you know, at the games and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay. I've got a terrific little movie day.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but does it demand that many watches?
No, not at all. I've seen it.
Are you in Friends morning?
Yeah, I've seen it like 6 days in a row.
This is your latest bury my head in the sand movie.
Correct. When things start going bad.
You turn on the TV and somebody mentions something horrible, and you're like, I can't. So you flip
as soon as the rockets landed in Israel.
Exactly. This whole Israel-Palestinian thing. I'm like, I'm not watching this. I'm going over For Love of the Game. For Love of the Game. Give it to me.
You're not going to watch anything for another year.
That's right. That's right.
Let's watch Kevin Costner throw a perfect game.
And spoiler. Spoiler. He does. Some animals in the news here, and all three involve either deer or elk. Are they in the rut? They must be in the rut.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
that time of
think.
year. I think October, November, they getting it good.
Because this is like the most dangerous month for cars hitting deer, right?
Yes. Yes. Gotta be.
You see them?
All the time. I'm seeing more and more, especially this time of year. And they are all over the roads, right?
We interviewed a local deer and said, "You see Chris Kelly every day. What's he like?" It's okay.
Yeah,
he's okay.
We know him a little bit. Isn't he great?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes he'll slow down and watch me with my girlfriend.
We hear his car.
You believe that car? Oh my God!
We hear it coming a half mile away, rattling down the street.
Yeah, he'll never hit us because we can smell it, like with our sense, advanced senses.
What's your favorite salt lick?
Morton's.
I like a honey raisin.
His car in the winter.
Well,
he hit my friend in the head with an apple.
I do throw an apple. I mean, I'm still doing that too.
Yeah.
I know I was warned against. I'm still throwing apples out the window.
He's baiting us with
I'm
apples.
sorry, throwing apples out the
Stuck
window.
on his antler, 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
I don't care.
$1,000,000 to 1.
Lansing, Michigan, a lingerie store there damaged after a deer crashed through the front door and caused chaos.
Yeah.
Of course, you hear about this almost every year.
They don't know how to get out.
Exactly. They get in, they don't know how to get out. This is the manager of the store.
We had a deer leap through our glass door and create an entire ruckus all the way around the shop. This was a big buck. It was not a small doe by any means. I mean, you were not going to mess with this deer.
People in the store.
A horny buck.
Eventually, a horny buck. Eventually, they had to call 911, and people in the store opened the door, and finally, after about 30 minutes, the deer found his way outside. That's all they could do, you know. Yeah. But the authorities came and got him out there.
They break through the glass door because they see another deer in the reflection.
Is that what it is?
I bet they see it, and it looks like a buck. It looks like another male deer, and they try to fight it.
Or did he want to buy something lacy for his doe?
Yeah, maybe. That's possible.
Yeah,
that's possible.
You've seen those does; they can be sexy.
You've seen plenty of deer heads in bars with bras,
panties,
and
bras.
They had just come from the store.
I got this from my doe. What do you think? Look pretty good.
You disrespected my brother Larry.
Yeah.
Before you open the door and let them out, you got to hang stuff on their antlers.
Yeah.
So they go out with it on.
This two interesting pieces here. Now, this is not about a deer, but an elk.
Much bigger animal.
A large animal. Mm-hmm. And first one comes from Estes Park, Colorado. And listen, I've been to Estes Park, Colorado.
What?
Yeah.
We're just now hearing this?
Yeah.
What's it like?
That's okay.
It's a park.
Never really.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't really know.
If you've seen a park, you've seen it.
There are elk there. There are.
Sure.
There are elk there.
Rocky Mountain elk.
So there's a guy in his driveway working on his truck. He's got the hood open to the truck. Now, that's all I know is Estes Park, Colorado. And somebody is on the porch, but you don't see that person. And coming up next to the truck is an elk, a large animal with huge horns,
big,
huge antlers. And he comes up and he starts just kind of clomping around. And the guy working on the truck, we can basically give you the play-by-play of the video here. He goes, dude, get inside. That thing will kill you. Dude, get inside. But I think the guy on the porch is saying that. The guy in the truck is filming the elk. And what is fascinating about this to me is the elk makes a sound that I never would have guessed he would make. We have the full audio here. That's him clomping around.
Get inside. That thing will kill you.
That's the elk. That's the elk. Wow. Like he puts his chin up, and
just
does
trumpets.
And trumpets. I guess he's calling his other elk friends over.
Dude, get inside.
But and finally, the dude did go inside. He backed away slowly, and he was just standing in his driveway, just standing around.
And Phil just stands there looking.
I know. But that sound, I loved it when I heard it. I had to back it up and go, is that the sound that an elk makes when it's in the rut or whatnot? Here we go.
That thing will kill you.
It's so different than I thought it would,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not outdoorsy. All right?
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
I wonder if deer are similar, but maybe not as deep.
Maybe.
I've never heard a deer trumpet either.
I think moose do this too.
I'm sure they do.
I do notice now I had a lot of deer in my neighborhood, and when the car comes running down the road, they do tend to go the other direction now. I'm always afraid one's going to jump out in front of me, but as soon as they see my car coming, they hightail it back into the woods.
They jump out in front of you when they don't
know you're there.
They don't know you're there, and you don't know they're there because they're coming out from the brush.
Yeah. God, I am.
I've seen two on the interstate between here and the Twin Cities.
I'm really fearful of running over
on the
on
the side.
No, I
hit
know.
them.
Oh yeah. Jason, you're talking about that noise the elk made. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's called when they do that. It's called bugling.
Okay, cool. And why are they bugling? Do you know?
It's just what they different animals will make sounds for like mating or they're called.
Yeah.
And that's just what they're called.
Really?
I wonder if it's like for mating or warning.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. A warning because he's next to that guy now.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it's a distress call of some sort.
Back this Dodge Ram up.
Yeah, that's right, boy.
You want some of that Ram?
What? I'll tell you what. Thank you very much, Jason. Once that thing made that noise, I'd have been tiptoeing back into the house.
Make you go deaf.
In fact, I would not have been out there that close to it anyway. In fact, I wouldn't have been fixing the
were
truck.
in your car.
You wouldn't have been fixing
Colorado.
Exactly.
Just visit.
That's a great point.
Get gummies.
In fact, I have a garage. I wouldn't even been outside. That's how it is. Now, another. Now, this is a different elk. This was in Yellowstone National Park. Okay, Guy's driving through snow on the ground. Okay, he and his wife are driving. There is an elk, almost the exact same as the one we just heard from, standing in the road. So the guy slows down and approaches very slowly, and he thinks, I'm going to have a little fun with this elk.
Uh-oh.
And he rolls down his window, and all he says is, hey, man, you want to fight? You want to go? And the window is... So the elk, this is, you really need to see this too, backs up, takes his antlers, and gouges the guy's tire. And flattens it. And the wife is like, well, there it is. That's it.
You lose.
What a time. This is a great play-by-play here, though. There's the elk.
Watch out, buddy. Want to fight?
There's the window coming down.
Right.
Hear him clomping.
You want to go, bud?
There's the tire. Man, now the guy's got to fix his tire, and there's an elk standing there.
Don't turn around and give him a cloven hoof.
Bam! Just right, right into the front left tire, and
tell your friends.
That's fantastic. Kyle, you're talking about the deer noises versus the elk noises. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so P1 from day one.
Thank you.
A deer makes three different sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a low grunt like oh oh oh. That's the sound a buck makes.
Mm-hmm.
And then a doe and a baby deer make a bleat. It's like like a real soft noise.
Yeah.
And then you got a deer that's scared out of its mind, and it sounds like the gates of hell open. It's like something like that.
Really?
Oh, it's absolutely insane to hear. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Are you a deer hunter? You've seen them up close?
Oh yeah, I've got 3 this year so far.
All right. Well, I'm not a hunter, but I see them all over the place. I think we need to thin that herd.
Be safe out there.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that elk though. When that guy's like, "You want to go, buddy?"
Perfect. It's hard not to pull
Honey,
for
can
the
you
elk.
get out and change the tire?
You got to pull elk.
I got a bad back.
The wife's like, oh, man, look at now we're out in the middle of nowhere. It's snowing in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody else around. It's a beautiful setting, and there's one elk on the road.
Did he walk away after he did that?
Yeah, the elk just clumped away.
Done.
That was that. The guy dropped his phone down into the floorboard,
Dumbo.
But hearing the
hilarious
the tire.
Elk knew exactly what he was doing.
He sure did.